Hey, it's Edward Stevens with the Stevens Group at Reese Nichols again, and I wanted to talk to you guys specifically today about contingent offers. The market is softening a little bit, partly because it's that time of the year when people are already settled in, and partially because of interest rates going up. But in any case, it is more common now to see buyers making offers subject to the sale of their current home. So that's what contingent means. And in this video, what we're going to talk about are a few things that you as a seller should look for if you are going to work with one of these contingent buyers. And if you are a buyer and you are a contingent buyer and you're submitting offers to a potential seller, then you can also watch this video and learn from it and try to understand how you can strengthen your offer. Okay, so I'm not going to go through everything right now. I have done videos on this in the past, but I just want to go through a few points that I see are oftentimes overlooked. And I'm going to talk about things from the standpoint of the seller, but if you're a buyer, just follow along with me too. So when you're selling your home to somebody who needs to sell theirs, it's critical for you to do your due diligence before you sign a contract. And if you don't do that, then you're going to probably find out things down the road that you wish you would have known and you wish you would have had a chance to negotiate on. Okay, but now it's too late. So the best time to do this due diligence and to ask these questions and to do this research is before anything gets signed. And number one question you should ask is who is handling the sale of that buyer's home. When the buyer comes to you and says they want to buy your home, but they need to sell theirs first, you want to know who their agent is, who their broker is, and if they don't have one, that's fine. But you need to know who is actually the one handling that. Are they going to sell it themselves without an agent? You should know, okay? Not saying it's bad to do a sale without an agent. I'm saying that you need to know. You need to know who's going to quarterback that transaction, because that's the person you want to get in touch with. That's the person you want to talk to so that you can understand what the game plan is. Number two, you need to make sure that the home is properly priced. Now, if the home is already on the market and they just haven't found a buyer yet, then you can probably just get on to either Realtor.com or Zillow or another website, my website, and you can see what the price is. And then try to scrutinize that. Think about, is that priced appropriately based on what you know about the area and the condition of the home? Okay? Here's why that's important to you. If you are going to get into a contract with somebody who needs to sell their home, but their home is outrageously overpriced, and the buyers that are trying to buy your home don't want to get realistic about the price that they're selling their home at, then it's going to be a problem for you. You know, if somebody's listed 25% over the market value of their home, best you know that so that you can avoid working with that potential buyer, okay? Or at the very least, have a conversation with them and express your concerns to them before you sign a contract with them. Best you do it ahead of time. If you don't see the home online yet, if it's not listed online yet, either with an agent or for sale by owner, you can still ask the buyers what their intentions are when they're selling their home, what price they're going to list the home at. And I recommend that you get that answer in writing in the contract so that it can't be escalated. You know, it can't go from a $250,000 listing to a $350,000 listing overnight. And you'll wake up one day and go, hey, I thought you guys said $250,000. And they say, no, we just thought we might be able to get a little bit more out of it. You don't want that. Not when you're a seller. Not when you're a seller and you're handcuffing yourself to these people for the next 30 days. Next is I would recommend you walk the home. So number 3, go to the home, walk it. Outside, inside. Just take a few minutes to familiarize yourself with the home that needs to sell in order for you to be able to sell yours. Number 4, I'd say, ask the buyer if they have a plan B in the event their home doesn't sell in time. With you accepting their offer, contingent upon them selling their home, you should have some kind of a deadline. You know, they have to get it sold within 30 days or 45 days or 60 days. And you should know ahead of time if they have reserves that they can use to buy your house in cash, or if they can get pre-approved through a trusted lender, just in case they can't sell their home. And a lot of buyers may actually be open to this, but they just haven't thought about it. And best you know that before you get into a contract, and 30 or 45 days down the line, you're having this conversation with them and you don't have, you're just not in a good place contractually. And the last thing, I guess this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll wrap this up. The last thing is read the seller's disclosure for the home that they need to sell. And this is important because it's going to give you any red flags that you might otherwise not see when you're at the home. So if they've said that, they have like extreme buckling of their foundation and their basement floods, okay, you should know about that. Ideally before you sign a contract based on the sale of that home. Or if their roof leaks, okay, or if they are in a floodplain. Okay, those sorts of things have to be disclosed when they fill out their seller's disclosure. So if you get a copy of it and you read it, you're going to be more educated about how to negotiate with this buyer up front so that you don't become a victim on the back end 30 to 45 days later when their home didn't sell. It's Edward Stevens with the Stevens Group at Reese Nichols. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any other tips on things buyers and sellers should be looking for, buyers should be fixing, sellers should be looking for, when we're dealing with a contingent offer, please drop them in the comments. Look forward to seeing you one day at the closing table.